I wanted to take a couple of minutes and do a little show and tell here on my rear bumper hinge mount. This is the swing out hinge assembly that I've developed for my 3rd gen 4Runner rear bumper. It is designed specifically to be used with that bumper. I will be doing both the driver and passenger sides, and it is continuous with the bottom face of the rear bumper wings, so that you have a consistent surface to slide on. I've overbuilt it as much as possible. It is a dual shear design based around a piece of DOM tubing, so you should not have any issues with that. It does use the standard trailer bearings that most of the swing out hinges of this type of design use. I'll include the bearings, the races, and dust seals. I'm including the bolt, the nut, all the pieces you see here. I'll have some plastic caps to cover and the threads there, and the for cosmetics on the top there. But I thought I'd take a minute and just disassemble it real quick, reassemble it, so you guys get an understanding of how it goes together. All right, so this is the assembled part. I'll pull the side plate off so you can see kind of some of the construction as I'm taking it apart. It is a weld together part like everything else, but it is a bolt-on to your bumper. You can weld it on the bumper if you choose to. All right, so as I start to remove these pieces, you just kind of see the inner structure here. This is, let me go ahead and remove this spring pin as well. When you're installing this, of course, you disassemble the spring pin, and then this outer body is a light press fit into this main structure. So you need to tap it into place, just tap it down till it's flush on that face, and then you can kind of weld it together. It does also include a set screw to prevent this thing from loosening up on the trail. All right, so there's that. Fairly stout nut and bolt, about as heavy as I could come up with for there. This will all look familiar to anyone who's has a swing out or has dealt with these trailer bearing style mounts. One difference in my main hinge assembly here is that since I'm bringing the locking pin in from the top to keep it out of harm's way and to keep the overall mount as small as possible where rocks are going to hit it, I have to sink the bearing down further so that the dust seal goes below these slots. So my bearing sleeve has a much taller shoulder on the top side than the bottom side, as you can see here. So when you're installing this yourself, assembling it, make sure that the tall shoulder goes on the top, and so it'll clear that seal. Now, one of the things I was concerned about when I started drawing up a mount was did not understand how everybody was applying preload or tensioning the bearings as they wear down. So what I've done is I've included a bearing tensioning sleeve that hopefully takes care of those issues. So basically, you know, this guy goes onto your bolt and it tensions the shoulders against each other once you tighten the nut down. So that allows you to tension the bearings, preload it, take out slot this way, account for wear, etc. So hopefully that works as intended. And the bottom part of the mount is tabbed and slotted, so it just pops in there. So that's pretty simple. It should be hard to screw it up, I hope. The other thing I'm going to include, referencing these two holes, which are also in your bumper already, I'm going to have a drill pilot guide plate, basically. So you'll pop rivet, using these two holes, you'll pop rivet that plate to your bumper, and it will give you the center of these holes for drilling out your bumper. Also include a washer plate for the back side of the bumper. You weld the nuts onto the back side, and they'll effectively, this plate and the washer plate will be a big sandwich between or around the bumper itself. Should be pretty strong. So let me put this together real quick so you can see again how it goes together. That little bit of repetition in there. Some of you guys may know I'm not a huge fan of swing outs myself. I'm always concerned about having cantilevered weight, you know, on a big lever arm outside the back of the truck, and the impacts on the frame and that kind of stuff. but they are very popular. A lot of you guys wanted them, so this is what I could come up with that I felt confident was going to be would have a long service life and not give you guys any problems. So we'll see how that goes. I am, as I may have mentioned, I'm making this both for the driver's side and the passenger side, so you can run dual swing outs, or choose which side your tire goes on, etc. All right, so it's all pretty simple so far. If you guys have any suggestions for improvements that you can see on this, definitely email them to me. My email address, of course, is keith@eimkeith.com, and that's eimkeith.com. All right. And I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I got a little applause there from the classical radio station, because they are also a fan of this design. And just drop this guy in, place there, and that's it. Have a good day.